All right. Welcome back to another excellent episode of the Michael Vincent Podcast. Today I want to talk with you about the journey. The journey. This life is at best 100 years, maybe 150, 200, but what I want to talk with you about is the time in between there. Because so often we think of getting the goal, the success, the manifestation, that'll bring us all this happiness and joy. And once we get there, then we can relax. Once we get there, then I'll feel good about myself, or I'll be happy, or people will respect me, or I'll be validated. And the truth is, that doesn't come from out there. That comes from in here, from within you. And time's going to pass, and the more that you put that off, the less fun you're going to have on this journey of life. Because that's the whole point of life, is the journey, enjoying the journey. If you get to your goal, that may be the best thing that happens to you, is getting to your goal, realizing that that wasn't everything, that wasn't all that you thought it was. Because we're here to enjoy life, to express ourselves, to be the best that we can possibly be right now. Does that mean that you have to have millions of dollars to be that? Or cars, or lifestyle, or the relationship, or the job, or the respect from your peers, in order for you to do that? Because if that's how it is for you, stop right now and recognize that you can be that right now. And that's actually where your true power lies. Not in once you accomplish the things, but of you knowing the power that you possess. Because you're putting your power in things outside of you, it's never going to end well. That's not the life, that's not the journey that I think you would want to live, that your inner self wants to live. Your inner self is perfect right now, enjoying this moment, knowing exactly where you are and exactly where you're going. And it's at peace because it knows a process is taking place. Just like a plant that grows. You plant a seed in the ground, you water it, you nurture it, you talk good to it, you take care of it. And after X amount of time, that's going to blossom. And you are a seed. You are blossoming at the right time, at the universe's time, at God's time. So enjoy the process, enjoy the journey of it. Because once you get there and have all those things and have all that success and all the people's admiration, you're going to think back on when you just started. You're going to think about how much simpler times were, or how much you actually appreciated the process of it. That is worthwhile. Because you'll recognize that either now, or when you get there, or somewhere in between, you'll recognize that this is all part of the process. And this is a beautiful thing. And there's nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, or there's no reason for you to not feel good about yourself right now. You know, for a long time, I put my worth in my results or things outside of me. If you have this car, then therefore people will look at you this way, and I'll feel good about myself. Or I'm in this job, or have this success in my career, therefore I'll get admiration from others, which who who are those people? Those people are really who you perceived the world to be. And it's really who you believe you are deep down. Because if you can alleviate that energy out of that perception, you will free yourself. Because no one's telling you you have to be anything than what you are. And no one's treating you any differently unless you show up differently. Unless you show up like you're not feeling good about yourself, then people will treat you that way. Because that's what they see. That's what you're going to get. But if you show up and you're confident and you stand proud, regardless of what your results are or your successes, and you are striving for more, and you're proud of that, enjoying the journey, no one will say anything to you. No one will talk down to you. And if they do, that's their problem. You are wise. You're coming from a higher level of awareness. You understand that this is all about the journey. So if someone's at a different level of their journey, with successes and riches, and they were to say something bad about you, that doesn't mean anything. Because you're at a higher level of awareness. If they were to say anything, that just goes to show that they're at a lower level of awareness. Because we're all the same. We're all on this journey of life. It's really a beautiful thing. But it takes time for you to blossom. And it takes time for you to understand that. And understand that we are all the same. Because there may be voices in your head trying to tell you that person's different, or you shouldn't feel good about yourself. But don't listen to that. Recognize that that is because of how you felt in the past, how you've habituated feeling in the past, and it's feeding you those thoughts as autosuggestion. But disregard those thoughts. No longer think about them. When they come up, disregard them. Okay, that was my past life. Who am I today? And start to reaffirm or affirm the ways that you want to be, the person that you want to be, the person that you see yourself as right now. Because you don't have to go by what is in your physical environment. You can see yourself however you want to see yourself in your imagination. You don't need other people to tell you that you are that. And if you do, you're dependent on things outside of you. Again, that's not going to help you. If you're dependent on things outside of you, you're not recognizing that the true power is within you. When you recognize that, you unleash yourself to this life, to the beauty of this process, of this spiritual journey. Because we're all on our own spiritual journeys. Think about it. Would you want to trade places with another person? Take on their mentality, all their problems, the things that are going on in their life? And actually, would you like to have gone through the things that they've gone through? You probably wouldn't, because you're not that person. But when we think from this higher level of awareness, we start to bask in the joy of this experience. Because so many of us are tied in these survival emotions of over sexual pleasure, overeating, pride, ego, fear, shame, guilt, comparison to others, jealousy, anger. And these are things that are taking us out of the beauty of who we truly are right now in this moment. But it takes time to recondition yourself if you've been conditioned that way. There is a process that's going to take place for you to cleanse all that energy. And that comes through meditation, through breathing exercises, through material like this podcast, for you to take on these new ideas, to understand what's actually taking place. Because every single day we're being reminded whether it's social media, the news, maybe friends, family, of that survival way of life. Comparison, jealousy, eating unhealthy foods, desserts, ice cream, over sexualization, pornography, of pleasure, of lust. These are things that are taking our energy and placing them in the lower centers of our body. And that energy is stuck there. That's what's causing you to think of those things constantly, or be fearful, or have jealousy. But when you alleviate that energy and you release it higher, you stop having those thoughts. You stop engaging in those behaviors, those activities. And you recognize the beauty of this life and the beauty that you hold within you. And then you express it. And then you're happy. You share that with people. You express yourself in a great way. You're not looking to one-up another person or compare yourself to someone else or want to go on a binge of drinking of alcohol or eating or sexualization. When you release that energy, you understand your true power in this life. And that's what we're all meant to live and understand. Because this life is so precious. And all we have is this moment. So enjoy this life. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the journey. And you will have a great life. I'll see you next episode.